Hello everybody and welcome to my review of The Mandalorian Chapter 2, The Child. It has a name. Not like the first one. The first one was just called Chapter 1. I had to go back and check just to make sure, and sure enough, it's just called Chapter 1. This one's called The Child, Chapter 2. Also, the music in this, right when this part comes up here, the child part, it sounded like it was spaghetti western, which is exactly what they said they were going to film the series like, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. A few things to say real quick. Now, last episode, I kept calling IG-11 IG-88. IG-11 is Taika Waititi's character. IG-88 is the character from Star Wars. I don't know why I kept saying it. I knew I was getting it wrong. Also, the character who helped the Mandalorian, Kuiil, is actually Nick Nolte, not Gary Busey. I kept saying that too. I don't know why I had Gary Busey in my head, but I did. So, let's get started with the episode. It's actually a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. There is a lizard right in the beginning. As soon as the show it starts, there's a lizard. The next thing you see is they're traveling through this giant cavern. And the cavern kind of reminds me of the ones from the prequels. What's it called? The insect things were crawling around. I don't remember the name of the planet. So the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda in his little egg pod are walking through it. I guess they're heading towards their ship. And Baby Yoda is looking cute as ever. He is very cute looking, I have to say. The lizards are following him. He seems like he's like the Pied Piper. These lizards are following. They're all behind him. Baby Yoda and his little egg pod is following behind him. And, of course, this couldn't continue on like this. So, what happens? He gets attacked. And it looks like by Trandoshans. It looks like, to me, that's what they are, Trandoshans. So, obviously, Baby Yoda is in danger. So, he shoves Baby Yoda as hard as he can the opposite way. Which shoves Baby Yoda straight forward into the egg. And then as soon as it stops, straight back into it. It was the funniest thing. I was giggling my butt off. So off he goes to fight this guy. He's going toe-to-toe with this dude. And it's a heck of a fight. And I'm pretty sure they're Transoceans. I'm positive. And there's another one. So he's now not fighting just one, but he's fighting two. Out of nowhere comes another one. So now he's got three. So he has to bring out his stick. And he's tearing these guys up. He hits one with this shock baton thing on the end of his gun or whatever it is. And that guy goes flying. So he's taking care of him. And one of them decides, I'm going after Baby Yoda and his egg pod. Which was not a good idea because the Mandalorian's having none of that. He takes aim and poof, disintegration. Baby Yoda's like, heck yeah. He's in his little pod checking it out. And the Mandalorian's realizing, we got to get out of here. I mean, it looks like these guys are after him. And they were going to kill him. So he's like, let's get going. And Baby Yoda's like, heck yeah, let's go. So they head off. And now they're in the middle of the desert. And they're camping, I guess, in the middle of the desert. So he's hurt himself. So he's healing himself with this healing thing. It doesn't look like it's very pleasant. So Baby Yoda's checking out like, man, that's going to get infected. So Baby Yoda pops out of his carriage, heads over to him, and starts trying to heal him. Like he has some kind of force power or something like that. And Mandalorian's like, what are you doing out of your crib? Get back in your crib. So he puts Baby Yoda back in his crib. And now he's starting to work on his chest plate. And Baby Yoda still sees the wound. It doesn't look good. So he jumps back out and he goes, I am going to heal you. And Mando's like, no, bad Baby Yoda. Go back in your egg pod. So he picks him up, puts him back in. Baby was like, dude, really? I'm trying to heal you. And it didn't happen. He couldn't heal him. So Mando was like, nope. So he closes the egg pod, and Baby Yoda can't get out and try to heal him. So now the morning hits. So they are heading to his ship. And let me tell you, it's a hell of a view. It looks really nice. It's beautifully shot. So they head over this hill to get to the ship. And lo and behold, there are uninvited guests. Who are they? The Jawas and their floating fortress, or their traveling fortress, if you want to call it. And they are tearing his ship up. It's not good. He is not happy. He's looking through his binoculars like, oh, you got to be kidding me. They're tearing my ship up, and they're taking all the parts that they take off into their ship. He's having none of this. He pulls out his gun, and poof, he shoots a Jawa, and it disintegrates. Jawas are freaking out. They're heading back, and he takes another shot, and poof, another Jawa's gone. He finds another Jawa on the field. Poof, another one gone. He's just poofing Jawas all over the place. Jawas have had enough. Like, we are out of here. They jump in their floating fortress, and they take off. Well, as fast as that thing can take off. The Mandalorian is like, no. He chases after it with Baby Yoda and his egg pod following behind him. He is chasing after the thing, and it's starting to get away, so he decides to take a shot at the engine. Doesn't work. Doesn't not slow it down. I guess he misses, so he has to go back after it. with, of course, Baby Yoda right behind him in his egg pod. It's really funny looking. I just started getting the giggles. So he jumps up onto the ship. He finds a place where he gets on the ship. Jawas look out. It's like, oh, hell no. We got to get this guy off the ship. So the guy, one of the Jawas, calls down to the driver and says, look, we got somebody on the side of the ship. Knock him off. Just like in the movies, just like in all the movies when someone's hanging by the side of the truck, they start steering towards a really big object, like a building or another vehicle. In this case, a giant rock. The Mandalorian looks over like, oh, hell no. Here comes a giant rock. The Mandalorian pops up and gets on this like tiny little edge, and he's able to get away from the giant rock. Meanwhile, Baby Yoda is chasing behind him. It's the funniest looking thing. I swear I can't get enough of it. So the Mandalorian pops up, shoots this gun thing he has so he can climb up. So now he's on the side of this giant floating or traveling fortress trying to get up to get his parts back. So as he's going up, Jawas are throwing everything they could at him. I don't understand why they didn't shoot him. I know they got guns, but no, they're just throwing things at him. I guess they thought it was funnier. So he's dodging left and right, all this crap being thrown at him. This one Jawa comes out and shocks him with his stick, and he's like, get the hell away from me. Another one pops out, unfortunately, a little too close to Mandalorian. He grabs him, and he tosses him over. And goodbye, Jawa. It's the funniest thing to hear him. Ah! Oh, it's hilarious. So he's trying to get up. Now they're trying to knock the gun part off so he could fall off. So sure enough, they break it, and he goes tumbling. So, of course, one Jawa has to go over to the edge and check it out. We know what's going to happen. Bye-bye, Jawa. Somehow, some way, the Mandalorian is able... I don't know. It looked like he fell. Got to that part, that part of the ledge of it, and grabbed on and hopped up. And he pulls the gun out. All right, Jawas, I want my parts back. Jawa's like, we got more guns. And they nail him. I mean, boy, they had more guns. And off he goes into the desert. Plop! And he's unconscious. Baby Yoda's like, dude, that must have hurt. I'm glad I'm in my egg pod. So he has to wait while he's laying there, unconscious. Finally gets up, is like, dude, that really sucked. And you know that's what he's thinking. So he looks over at Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda's like, man, you got your butt handed to you. So they head back to the ship. The ship is absolutely tore up. I mean, you're looking at going, man, they took all of his guns. He was not happy about that. He's just walking through his ship like, ugh. He checks his engine to see if it works. Nope, doesn't work. I didn't think so. Meanwhile, Baby Yoda's sitting there looking as cute as hell. It's like, what's happening, man? What are we going to do? So he picks him up, puts him back in his egg pod, and they head back out into the desert to, I don't know where they're going. I should have realized where they're going. You know, they're just, where would they go? In this desert, there's only one place they would go. Oh, by the way, the views are awesome. They are, it looks so cool. It looks, it's just amazing to me. I'm just watching going, man. So they go back to the camp where he was originally, the Kuil, his friend, the guy I kept calling Gary Busey. It's Nick Nolte. Yeah. So they go back to his camp, and he's up there working, and he's like, man, I thought you were gone, And nope. So he's explaining to him what's going on. Meanwhile, Baby Yoda is playing with a frog, and it's the cutest thing in the world. Did I say he's cute? He's kind of cute. And he's so this is what everyone was after? Really? And he's like, yep, that's what he's after. And he goes, he thinks I guess he's a child. And he's suggesting you might want to take him back in alive. And he's trying to help him out with his armor. And he's like, look, I need to fix my ship. And he goes, these Jawas stole from me. And he's, no, they didn't steal from you. They don't steal. They destroyed my ship. And he goes, no, they didn't destroy it. They stripped it. He goes, I need to get my stuff back. So he's going to help him get his stuff back from the Jawas. And meanwhile, Baby Yoda's still playing with the frog. And he catches the frog. And which was funny. He just jumps on the frog. And so they decide, okay, let's go to the Jawas. We can get my parts back. And Baby Yoda eats the frog. He wasn't playing with the frog. He was hungry. He wanted to eat him. He ate the frog. He was happy. Looking cute as ever. So off they go to the Jawas. And with him riding the Berg or whatever they're called. And the Mando's in the back. And they're headed off to the Jawas to get his parts back. So there are the Jawas. Setting up camp. Looks like they're setting up like a bazaar so they can sell all their stuff. Which, in the middle of nowhere? Really? Who's going to be out? They're not going to get much business. So they show up, and he's like, hey, what's going on? Greetings, man. And they're like, oh, hell no. We know who's with you. I mean, he's like, man, they really don't like you. I mean, look at that. They really don't like him. They got a lot of guns out. They are not happy. They're all checking him out. Hey, man, that's that dude who shot Frank. Screw you. You shot Frank, man. They're not happy. They're not happy. Frank's dead. So, and he's like, just checking out the scenery. What's going on? It looks like Baby Yoda's just, chilling in the skiff. So they all have a powwow. And the Mandalorian had to get rid of all of his weapons because we don't want to deal with him with all his weapons. So they sit all down together and they try to figure out what they want to do. So Jawa's like, "What do you want for the parts?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? They're my parts." And he goes, he tries to speak in Jawaese or whatever, and then he obviously doesn't speak. Look at they belong to me. The Jawas think it's funny as hell. He goes, "You speak terrible Jawa. You sound like a Wookiee." Needless to say, the Mandalorian doesn't take him kindly to that. Oh, really? How do you like this? And he shoots. He has his flamethrower. He's like, no. The Jawas are all ducking around, screaming and everything. He's like, you gotta relax. And they ask for his, as you can see, the Beskar armor. And he's like, no, he's Mandalorian. He can't give you his Beskar armor. There's no way. Except be something else. And he goes, well, how about Baby Yoda? And he's like, you get away from him. You're not taking Baby Yoda. And he goes, there must be something else, as you can see. He says that, so there is. They want the egg. Bring us the egg. And he's like, the man is like, the egg, and he knows what it is. Kuil knows what it is. And they're just chanting the egg. They're just Suka. That's the name. They're going Suka, Suka, Suka. And they're all saying it. And they're traveling their fortress. You can hear all saying it. Suka, Suka. It's the funniest damn thing. And the Mandalorian is sitting there with all these Jawas around him, all hunched over. And he looks over at one, and I swear to you, it says Suka. It's so damn funny. And he's just shaking his head. He does not want to be there. So they finally get to the place. The hatch opens, and they're there. And so the Mandalorian heads out with Baby Yoda, which really threw me for a loop. I'm like, why is he heading out with Baby Yoda? I mean, whatever he's going to do can't be safe. It's got to be dangerous. But nope, he does. So they head down to this crater, and there's a giant hole there. And obviously, whatever's in that hole can't be pleasant. The Jawas want no part of it. So that's why they sent him. So he's gotten his knife ready. He's getting his armor ready. Everything's set to go. He pulls out his gun and is like, okay, time to head in this hole. It's dark as sin. He has his light on. He's looking around, and it just does not look very, very, appeasing. Not very pleasant, not very inviting. So as he's looking around, boop, an eye opens up. That can't be good. That can't be good at all. So Baby Yoda's egg pod's hanging outside, and he hears gunfire. You can see the lighting up the cavern. And the next thing you know, as he's sitting there looking around going, what's going on in there? Here comes the Mandalorian. Just flying out, not the way he came in. Definitely not the way he came in. Just smashed himself on the ground. His chest plate is messed up. What the heck did that to him? Oh, that's what did to him. Big rhino monster, kind of like from the prequels. That thing's big and looking nasty. So he gets his gun out and, oh crap, my gun doesn't work. And that thing is pissed, as you can see, man. He's like, you ain't coming in my home and wrecking it. And he goes after the Mandalorian, and his gun's not working, so he gets smashed, and bye-bye Mandalorian. He goes shooting through the air. And as he hits the ground, the rhino, fuzzy rhino, turns around and looks over and sees Baby Yoda in his egg pod. Uh-oh. It wants to go after Baby Yoda. Sure enough, he goes after Baby Yoda. The Mandalorian is able to pull him away with his, I guess, remote control. So luckily, the fuzzy rhino doesn't get him. So the fuzzy rhino turns around and takes a look at Mandalorian and is like, fine, I'll go after you. So it's like, crap. So he sees that sucker coming, and he tries to use his flamethrower on it. I guess it's fire resistant, because it really did not do anything. It just seemed to piss him off even more. So he decides to use his grappling hook, which I have no idea what that was going to do. Well, I mean, seriously, what is a grappling hook going to do to him? And so he's taking the Mandalorian for a ride. So finally, the Mandalorian has to release, and he's all beat up and everything. And sure enough, here it comes again, and just smashes him. And there it goes flying through the air while Baby Yoda watches. He lands, and he's about to go unconscious. He's just laying there, just, ugh. And as he gets up, he realizes, well, this is going to be it, so I'm going to just pull my knife out, and if he runs me over, at least I'm going to stab him in the head or his horn. So the fuzzy rhino at least knows he's been in a fight. So as here comes the fuzzy rhino, and all of a sudden, you see Baby Yoda's hand come up. And fuzzy rhino stops in his tracks. And Mando is still holding his knife out like, I'm going to stab you. And the fuzzy rhino is floating. Mando's standing there with his knife like, what the heck? And he's probably wondering, man, this knife is powerful. But it's not the knife. No, it's not. He looks over and sees Baby Yoda using, apparently, force powers. And I'm like, are all Baby Yoda's force powers? Have force powers? And Baby Yoda passes out. Which is not good for the Mando, because that means the fuzzy rhino falls back on the ground. So the Mando stabs him right in the face. Bam! And somehow it kills him. How? I don't know. He shot him. He lit him on fire. And that knife right there, where he's actually putting a little bit more, just a little more stabby. I don't know if it was poisoned or what. Kills him. Dead fuzzy rhino. I mean, that's dead. As you can see, dead is dead. I mean, but a knife, really? That kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm like, okay, whatever. But he got tore up. So, meanwhile, Baby Yoda and his egg pods passed out going, that was too much, man. I got to take some nap. I got to throw some Z's out there for you, man. Leave me alone. So, Mando goes inside and finds the egg. And, of course, for a fuzzy rhino, it's a fuzzy egg. Yes, a fuzzy egg. Look gross. So, Mando's looking at it like, this has got to be it. Fuzzy egg? That's got to be it. So we head back to where the Jawas are. And Jawas are like, done. We're done waiting. We're not waiting anymore. We waited long enough. We're out of here. He's probably dead. We're not going to get our fuzzy egg. And then he's like, just wait a little longer, man. Chill. You know, he's going to be back. I swear. And they're like, no. As he's sitting there, he looks up. He's like, wait a minute. That's him. There he is. There's Mando with the fuzzy egg and Baby Yoda in the egg pot. And he sure enough, he's got it. He's like, and he's tore up looking. He's so tore up looking. It looks so bad. And the Jawas are super happy to come running down the ramp for the fuzzy egg. And the Mandalorian says, here you go. Take the fuzzy egg. I don't want it anymore. You know, they're holding it up like, yeah, fuzzy egg. You know, suka suka. And that's, I guess, what they call him, egg. And they chop it. And I'm like, what? They chop it. They open it up, and there's all the yolk. And they start eating it. And it's disgusting. They're all eating the yucky egg, fuzzy egg, fuzzy yolk, if you want to call it. And it's just, oh my god. I thought they were going to worship it, raise it. What? Nope. They were hungry. They wanted the egg. That's what it was. And Mandalorian's just looking at them like, oh, jeez almighty. This is what I went through. I got tore up like this. Really? So you can eat egg? Man, there's the Denny's down the road. Seriously. So he goes over. He's like, what took you so long? He's like, well, he's like, I thought you left me. I was wondering what took you so long. So, meanwhile, and you can see in the background, Baby Yoda's passed out. So they get the parts, and they head back. Baby Yoda's still passed out. Man, it's I still can't get over that thing he's riding, the blur. I swear it looks like a piranha with legs, and that's what it looks like, a piranha with legs. And Baby Yoda's completely out. He has no idea what happened. So they get back to the ship, and it's like, well, let's get to work. Now, he says, man, this with a full crew, it's going to take days. So what do we get? We get a fixing the ship montage as they work through, chomping, hitting everything, crushing everything, hammer and sodding and drilling and doing everything they can. You got to have the montage. You got to, to show. And somehow, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like they get done in a night or a day. We'll go with a day as they're just doing all their things, just they're welding and stuff like that and hammering. I don't know how they do it. Because he just said it's going to take a couple days at least with a full crew, and those two did it in a day, basically. He's just putting wires up and everything. I'm confused by how that happens. So they fix it, and he gets into the cockpit, starts up the engine. Engines work. All right. So he's stoked as heck, man. The engine's all firing up. Fantastic. So he goes back to Kuju, what's his name is? Kuil, and says, dude, thanks, man. You wanted to pay him. And he's like, no, don't pay me. And he asks him even to join his crew, but he's happy being free. He's like, you know what? I'm happy being free. And he completely understands, And he's just like, good luck. Hopefully, the baby Yoda in the egg pod will get you lots of money. And, of course, he has to end it with, I have spoken. He has to. I really like that character. I really do. So he gets in the cockpit with Baby Yoda and Egg Pod. Starts his engines up. It looks really cool. It really does. And he waves goodbye to Kuil and his walking piranha. And off he goes, off into the sky. Off into the deep, deep recesses of space, and he's sitting there just finally just like, ugh. Yeah, I can almost feel it coming off him, like, ugh, with Baby Yoda still passed out in the back in his little egg pod. And then as they're going, you can see in the back a little bit of stirring, and Baby Yoda wakes up. And that, my friends, is the end of the episode. Because he flies off, not into the sunset, into the dark regions of space. So, what did I think of it? Man, I thought it was a great episode. What I liked about it was it shows that he's not perfect. He can't beat everybody. He needs help. You know, he's a bad dude, man. He's a tough dude, as you can see when he fought the Trandoshans. But, my goodness, he got tore up fighting that big fuzzy rhino and trying to fight the Jawas. Even the Jawas, got him. So, I love the fact that he's flawed and he's not perfect and that he needs help. I love that about him. And the baby Yoda is he's just sitting there, traveling around his little egg pod, just chilling. It's the funniest thing. See, I just got the giggles with it. And the whole Jawa scene, again, was so funny. It was so good, so well. It was basically a small episode. It wasn't nothing serious, it looked like. I mean, it was. I mean, he could have died. But it wasn't, it was just like, it was really good. It was, I swear, these episodes are better than the movies. I'm telling you, it's so good. It's so grimy and dirty, and just hard. I mean, you can see it ain't easy for this dude. It ain't easy at all. And so, I really loved this episode. I'm very happy with it. Was there anything I thought negative about it? One thing. Killing the fuzzy rhino with a knife. I don't understand it. He obviously shot it in the cave. Then he tried to turn it on fire, which I guess he's fire resistant. And a knife in the head, just boop. I mean, unless I don't know. Maybe he knew that's where he was supposed to get it. I don't know. Maybe it was poison. I have no idea. I don't get it. Another thing I don't get, why didn't Kuil, I keep saying his name right? Yeah, Kuil, go down and help him and shoot the rhino with one of his darts. Worked on the blurgs, so why not shoot him with a dart? Could have helped him out. I would have asked him, hey man, that would have been really nice of you to help him out. But that's some minor nitpicking. I really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was great. It carried on from the first episode. Man, I'm telling you, this series is really good so far. I am enjoying the heck out of it. I hope you guys are too. If you guys are, just talk about it with me. See, what did you like about it? What you didn't like about it? It's. And did I mention that Baby Yoda is really cute? I'm not sure if I did, but he is. He's really cute. So thanks again, guys, for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you like what you saw. Leave a like you did. And come back again for my next review of Chapter 3. I don't know what the name of it is. We will know when it comes out. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.